everyone. It's Ashley with Power Mom talking to you today about perseverance. Now, this is a quality I really want to work on. There's so many successful people out there, and you hear their stories, and you realize how the biggest quality they have is that they persevere. They don't quit. They have endurance. They keep pushing through in times of trouble and then times that are pretty easy, but they just keep going. They don't stop. Now, perseverance doesn't mean perfection, right? It just means that you continue, that you stay consistent, that you keep going. So I was reading about perseverance and kind of learning about people and their stories and testimonies of what kept them persevering. And there was three things that really stuck out to me. One of them was they set habits. Now these habits made them be consistent. So maybe their habit was every morning they would do X, Y, or Z. Or once a week they would do whatever. So they would set things that they would do that they didn't have to think about. It became a habit that kept them consistent. And the consistency helps them persevere. Because when you're persevering, some days it's easier to continue than others. But if you have these set habits, then you're not necessarily relying on how you're feeling that day or maybe what's going around you that day. It's just habits set in place that help you keep going. So that was one of the things that stuck out to me, that people persevere do or have set up in their lives. Good habits. Number two is they're okay with messing up. So how many of us try something, we mess up, and immediately we're just totally discouraged? We're frozen, we stop, we're paralyzed even sometimes, almost like a brain fog, and we don't know how to keep going. Now, this is something that's going to take time to really understand. Like, messing up is not necessarily a great thing. It could be inconvenient, but while we're messing up, we're learning. So these mistakes really are just creating endurance in us and helping us to persevere because we're learning from them. We're experiencing, it's almost like free education. We can't try something and expect to get it the first time every single time. Here's an example, YouTubing. I mean, there's many YouTubers that share that in the beginning, it's a little bumpy. They make mistakes, but that's kind of part of it. Maybe in your business, you're starting up a business and you're creating your platforms, you're hiring people. Maybe some employees are sticking, some aren't. Maybe some of your sale tactics are working, some aren't. But the messing up part is, I think it's the most important because it's really just showing you all the things that are working and all the things that aren't. So sometimes the messing up part can help us practice grace on each other. It's easy to give grace to others, but sometimes it's not always easy to give grace to ourselves. So that was the second thing I saw that people that persevere do. It's a whole lot of grace. Third thing I saw was they have a clear why. Why are you doing it? Right? Why are you wanting to start this thing? Maybe is it for your family? Is it for multiple reasons? Is it because you want a financial breakthrough? Is it because you want to start feeling better? Maybe you've changed some habits in your day with your eating or exercise or lifestyle changes. What's the why? Is it because you got sick and you don't want to go down that road again? You want like a shift, a change in your life? That's the why. So that morning when you wake up and you don't feel as motivated as you did yesterday, your why was, oh, I remember I don't want to be that sick person anymore. I want to feel healthier. I want to feel stronger. So that morning, that's what motivates you. Maybe it's your children. You want to lead by example. They're your why. So the days where it's hard and you want to quit, something that you started that you know will benefit you and the people around you, you remember, oh, my kids are my why. They're worth it. That helps you stay motivated. So that was the third thing that people that persevere do. They have a very clear why. And when stress creeps in, that's always something that they can fall back on. Perseverance is a key, in my opinion, to success. I read that perseverance is a key, and it's usually the last key that you try in the bunch of keys. You have several keys, but there's a key called perseverance, and it's usually that thing that unlocks, it opens the lock, right? It unlocks maybe a new season in your life. You just have to persevere. Maybe you don't need the next thing or training. You really just need to keep going. Keep doing it. Don't stop. That's perseverance. In high school, I was a swimmer. And my freshman year, we had, I think it was like our second or third race, and they signed me up for the 500. Now, 500, I think it's 20 laps of 25. And honestly, I was a nervous wreck. I didn't think I could do it, and I wasn't, at that time, I was kind of more of a beginner swimmer. I gained my strength throughout the more years that I did it, but I wanted to be a team player, and I figured, all right, I'll do it. So in the middle of the race, I was trying to keep a clear mind and not focus on the swimmers around me. By the end of the 19th lap, and my last lap in, I was exhausted. And I thought for sure, like, this was just a miss for me. But when I reached the wall, I realized that I was the only one that finished. So not necessarily did I win because I was the strongest swimmer, but I won because I persevered. I had that endurance to just finish the race. Now that may seem like a lame example, but that was one example that popped into my head, that a lot of times we just need to keep going. You just have to keep swimming. So maybe in your business, you just have to keep doing what you're doing. Education, surrounding yourself around people, trying the things that you're learning, not just learning but doing. Just keep persevering. So I hope that's something that you can adapt in your life, and most of you maybe already are, and that's awesome. But that's something that I want to work on here on Power Mom, is being a mom that perseveres in the good times and the bad times, and realizing it's just about not quitting. So if you quit, it's way too soon for that. Get back in that race, and together we could persevere. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I'll see you on the next one.